everybody. Hopefully today there's no technical issues. Smooth transition today, hopefully. Oh, righty. How are we all? Can you hear me? That's the main thing. Past couple of sessions you haven't been able to hear me. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, look at that. Marvellous. Marvellous. We're cooking with gas this evening. We're cooking with gas. Right, welcome folks, welcome to, well, if that music don't get you into the swing of things, I don't know what will. I tell you. Oh, today we're going for the blue lighting in theme with Johann's, paused, apologies. Johann's badge, the blue background of the badge. I thought we'd have a blue background with the lights today. So blue for Johann. Good evening, Chan, welcome. My day has been busy. Been busy at work, for a change. Busy little bee, because I'm off to Edinburgh tomorrow to deliver a presentation. I'm delivering a presentation on Wednesday, but I'm going up tomorrow because it's a long way to Edinburgh. So I'll go in to travel tomorrow afternoon, do a bit of sightseeing, get myself some fudge. Can't drink anything, can't eat any meat, but you know, I'll make do. And then deliver the presentation on Wednesday and hopefully come home Wednesday night in one piece on the train. So it's going to be a long day on Wednesday, but tomorrow should be okay. So that's why we're streaming on a Monday rather than tomorrow. Anyway, welcome all of you, welcome to a session of Crusader Kings 2. Yes, I thought it's about time. We're a bit premature. Usually every 10 episodes. If we count the introductory video, this is the 9th episode, so I'm a slight little bit early, but better to be early than to be late. So here we are. I've tested the sound levels as well, and the game sound might be a little bit quiet for you guys, but for the video on demand, whatever you want to call it, what do you call it, VOD, the recording of the session, that's usually a bit louder, the game sound, so it should be okay. Or what might be a little bit quiet for you, but hey ho, you'll have to make do. So feel free. In this session, of course, the beauty of being live is if you want to see anything in this campaign map, I haven't really been focusing on too much outside of England at the moment. I've done a very quick sweeping look at some of the main players, but I haven't looked at anything in any great detail. So if during the session you want to nosy poke at a few things, just shout up and we can go delving out a bit deeper into Europe just to get a picture on what's happening in the wider world. I think Johann, with his society ranking up, his holy spy going out into the realms of the Byzantine Empire and into Capua now. He's probably got a few links here and there, so we can start to expand our horizons a little bit. I'm streaming until 10:30 Greenwich Mean Time, of course. So 3-hour stream. The reason why I'm starting a little bit later than usual and finishing a little bit earlier is because I'm off to Edinburgh tomorrow, so I have to prepare my overnight bag and have to do a couple of things for tomorrow. So bit of a slightly shorter stream, but nonetheless I'm sure we'll have a good time. Rum, I cannot see any rum on this screen, which is good because the game is not mocking me, seeing as I can't have any rum at the moment. So I'm glad to see there's no rum here. So that is now that situation sorted out. Train, it's going to be a train journey. I think it's about 3.5 hours on the train. I shall take a book with me or something. When was rum invented? Okay, so here we are. Just a quick recap for those of you that might not have seen. Oh, let's have Bulgaria's doing well for itself. Where's Bulgaria? Oh yes it is, look at that. Bulgaria. Who's this? The Tsar of Bulgaria. That's an emperor tank. That's an emperor rank title, right? Is it? It's got an emperor-sized badge. The Tsar of Bulgaria. Ooh. Oh, yes, it's not doing too shabby. Emperor of Bulgaria. Yes, it's an emperor title. Oh, well, he's done very well for himself. Tsar is a derivative of the word Caesar. Oh, well, Scotland and Ireland use mainly their own Celtic rite for Christian churches, and the Pope will not do it. Okay. Is it Bulgaria that have captured Constantinople? No, I don't think so. I think Constantinople is now back in the is now back available. Yeah, it was just a technology issue. Hagia Sophia. Ah, very good, very good. Right. So we'll start the ball rolling very shortly at the start of every session, stream or recording session. I can't start the ball rolling straight away, but it's too, you know, we've got to do some chatting first, right? So first of all, you guys are going to give me advice today, I'm sure, at some point or another. We've already had some advice thrown in there about the Celtic rights of the Scottish and the Irish and how we should crush them beneath our boot. All in good time, of course. But I liken you to my counsel, to Johann's inner thought process, so just shout out as you will, and I shall take it on board and dismiss it or put it into action depending on how I think Johann would take it. They wouldn't dare, surely. So the first question, my counsel, is economy advances. We have enough technology points to put into one of these technologies. What are we thinking? What are we thinking here? I was personally thinking cities and temples. Get a bit more city tax, a bit of temple tax. Maybe that's extra tax on the temples. Would we want that? I don't know. So, trade practices, not real. A bit of extra trade could be nice. Construction costs. We know we're a patient person, so it does cheapen the cost as well. Shipbuilding, I think construction. I think we're a bit soon for shipbuilding. I don't think we're invading anybody anytime soon, as a count or an earl. Extra tax monies. It's all to do. It does unlock a church up. It does unlock the ability to build a church, and it gives us a bit of extra tax. Yeah, I think that's not bad as a starter for 10. And plus, it's not going to take too much. I don't think it's going to take too much of our points. 74 out of our one. We might be able to do 2 here. Oh, we can do 2. Castle infrastructure, castle tax, or construction, which requires us just to wait a little bit longer. I think we'll wait for that. We need one more little bit of a bonus from our spy master, but construction next. Okay, thank you for that. Very good. Very good. Faster and cheaper building is nice. We're not going to be building anything anytime soon either. We do have a bit of coin to play with, I suppose. We could take a look at some of the churches' buildings. Is there anything in here that we might want to build? Nothing that we can particularly afford in our main holding. We could go for maybe fort level. It's quite cheap and cheerful. Starter for 10. You can see this, right? Castle fortifications, keep, militia training ground, barrack stables and castle town. It's a bit too costly. It's a bit too costly keep, I think. I think if we're going to go for something, it'd be something cheap and cheerful, just to sort of keep things ticking over. We'll hang fire for now, though. Fortification seems quite a reasonable starter for 10, but we'll just hang fire. So, we're going to start the ball rolling after I have just delivered this earth-shattering news to you guys, right? You remember, first of all, we've asked, actually, it's not come through yet, but we've asked for our daughter to be betrothed to the current king's son, who has been blessed by the Pope, baptized by the Pope himself. So naturally, perfect fit, right? King is quite pious from his actions, at least, even if his traits don't convey that. By his actions, he seems to be doing the pious thing. So we're quite happy to have our son betrothed to this man's son, because we can be happy that he's going to be brought up the right way. And I just noticed that they've got a bloodline. I didn't realise that before, but I thought we'd have a quick nosy here. The blood of Aethelstan, founded on the 1st of January 927, So, famed and respected as the ruler who pushed the Vikings out of the British Isles and the first King of England. I told you that in my history lesson. It was right here for us to see. I didn't realise. I didn't have to go to Wikipedia after all. But yeah, so he's a bloodline individual. Very posh. So that's who we're betrothed to at the moment, or going to be, if the king accepts, which the inkling, the word on the grapevine is he's going to accept. It went underneath my radar at the time that our liege lord, the future king, if the voting remains the same, of course, the guy that we've been swaying and we get on quite well with, he too has just had a son, actually, who we could have betrothed our daughter to. Betrothed to the Duke's son, our liege lord, and the future king's son, or the current king's son? Oh, what the dilemma. We've made our choice, of course, already, prior to me seeing this. But it's a good job that Johann sees things that I don't, you know. There's always a method to his madness. Johann had seen this before I did, you see, because if you take a quick look at Bjorn Edridsson, you'll notice that he is a bastard child. Let's cast our minds back to our feast that we had, and we were assured that when we awoke after somehow our drinks being spiked with fortified wine, with a woman lying by our side and with a woman lying on top of Duke Adred, we were assured that it was a practical joke, just to show Johann the lighter side of life, that, you know, there is life to the outside of the scriptures and the books. You just got to let your hair down, well, what's left of it at least, sometimes. So we went away thinking it was probably a jest, a jape, you know, he's a joker after all. Perhaps it wasn't quite so much of a joke from his part. Somehow he's got somebody up the duff and has had a bastard child, which he has not been legitimised yet. So, you know, hence why he's not chosen to betroth his daughter to this child. Can you imagine the horror? So that leaves us in a bit of a quandary. Our Duke, our liege lord, has committed quite the sin. Quite the sin indeed. Whatever are we going to do with him? I'm going to go into 2 speed to start with till I get warmed up. We're in for a long session, so why rush? And we're going to see what transpires as things sort of throw themselves in our path, and we'll adapt and we'll flex and we'll do all kinds of sort of good stuff in between. Right, okay. I've got to remember where my camera is so I don't start putting things there. So the magnificent Earl Johann, of course, I accept the suggestion that my darling son, the Prince of England, Edward, shall be betrothed to your darling Agatha. Thank you very much. You do us a great honour. He's doing very well for himself, isn't he, old Johann? Right. We're still malnourished after our penance. We starved ourselves, a bit extreme. And it seems our king is continuing to make duchy titles. He has now created the title, the Duchy of Lothian, which is up here, I am believing. Let's take a quick peek. Is he going to give it away to somebody? He's going to give it away to somebody eventually, I imagine. And he's already given it away to this man, who is now the Duke of Northumberland and the Duke of Lothian. Holy cow, God's blessing us on God's blessing upon us all. So this man is now a double duke, Sabert of Northumberland and Lothian. Oh, how his power base grows. How our power base grows indeed. Let's take a quick peek at something. The realm tree. Let's see who the movers and the shakers are in the old realm. The power is quite spread out. It's nobody's sort of too powerful, but it seems that the Duchess of Somerset, who we stumbled into in the last session, is quite powerful, considering that she's only got 2 pieces of land. That is quite the achievement. And if we take a look at ourselves, I mean, we are actually under. We are actually under him. But we have more. We have more power than him, technically speaking. We actually have 24% compared to his 21. So actually, that puts us the most powerful vassal in the... Well, not the vassal, because we were under... But we have the most troops available to us out of everybody here. So technically speaking, given that God is on our side, you know, and all that, and plus we have the most men out of anybody in the country, it could well be the most powerful person other than the king. Militarily wise, anyway. Interesting. God's blessing upon thee, Commissus Johann. You have impressed us all with your noble rule and adherence to the rule of St. Augustine. As a reward for your recent advancement, I have sent you one of St. Dominic's finger bones. Ooh. Protect this holy relic with your life. Okay, let's pause it. Let's pause it. We have finger bones now. Where do you put them? Around your neck? Right, okay, so we have treasuries now, I believe. There we go, look, treasuries. And we can gather things in our treasury. How many background colours can your background lights turn into? 1, 2, 3, 12, 15. 15 colours. Oh, slight variations on the same thing. Red, green, blue, yellow, purple, light blue, dark blue, green. Was that green, yellow, purple, pink? We have a relic. We have a relic. We have Saint's finger bone. The little bone is said to have some... have come from a great saint. Destroy finger bone. Rename finger bone. Saint's finger bone. What does this say? Oh, it's just a history of who's had it. Acquired the 10th of February 944. Marry Scottish royals. Oh, we're thinking big picture, Diana. Big picture. Possibility. Could look into that, I suppose. Take a quick peek. We have a son unlanded at the moment. Unmarried, unbetrothed, rather. Saint's finger. We could rename the finger bone. Should we rename the finger bone? Would it be a desecration to rename the Saint's finger bone? It's ours now. We should do with it as we please. It would have to be a holy name. Anybody got a name for a finger bone here? Nose picker is off the menu. So whose finger bone was it? Was it Saint Dominic's? Holy nose picker. Oh my God, no way. We can't do that. Right, we're gonna Saint. How do you spell it? Finger of Dominic. How long can you? The finger bone of Saint Dom. Saint Dom. Finger bone of Saint Dom. Let's put a little full stop there. How about that? Saint Dom. Is it disrespectful to shorten his name? Down with the kids and all that? The finger bone of Saint Dom. Sorry, it muses me. Divine pointer. Saint Dom. Come on now. Come on now. Right, I have been at the monastery for a few days, surrounded by others who share my passion for God, and yet I still find I miss having a friend. Oh, we've had this before. Every time he goes forth, he starts missing his close friends. Last time he was missing, what's his face? Missing him so much we've forgotten his name. What's he called? What's our good friend called? Don't tell me. Okay, tell me. Oh, I can find out. But mind blank. Senfus. Jesus wept. Senfus. We left Senfus behind. We started. Oh, we miss our friend. Now we've been swaying the Duke, who we've become good friends with, despite the fact we know that he slept around. And now, oh, I miss the tales, and I miss the company. But we now A look conversus. Isn't this the big boss man? Isn't this the big boss man? Sent conversus. Yeah, he's the big boss man. Well, talk about buttering up your betters. Good plan. Taking a stroll and simply enjoying some small talk, discussing the intricacies of managing a realm, discussing the Bible, playing a game of military strategy. Well, we're not interested in military strategy. What is he? He's a pinch archbishopric, and he is a commander. I am a commander. You know, there's many hours for us to talk Bible. Military strategy. One commander to another. Common ground. Let's try it. Let's try it. We're going to try something different here. Enough Bible talk for when you've got a fellow commander on the, in your midst. Sometimes it's good to chew the fat when it comes to all things military strategy. Oh, it worked a treat. He's truly enjoyed my suggestion, and we have become close friends. Look at that. Oh, brown nosing the top brass. Pays off sometimes. We regularly seek each other out during our free time. I'm starting to notice that it affects my focus on my monastic duties. So more time, we will become gregarious, or maybe chance, or let's go back to focusing on our duties. Well, considering we are brown-nosing, let's complete the brown-nosing and say to converses, as much fun as it was to play the military games, of which, of course, Johann was victorious, or maybe he let him win. No, maybe he let him win, because when you're brown-nosing, it's good to let the other person win. Oh, good game, sir. Good game. Oh, too good for me. Complete the brown-nosing with... Now, I must go back to my religious studies. I would love to sit here and play this game all day, but there's work to be done. Isn't there, converses? Yes, there is. Good. So, brown-nosing complete. Maybe we can get away with doing penance again, because that is absolutely hellacious. 31 learning! Oh, goodness me. It's a lot of learning. So, we're gaining devotion at a quick rate, which we need, because we can now pass on our positive virtues to people. Look at that, it's just gone over by 50 points already. We can actually teach a virtue. And now, considering we are educating our son, and our son is now 7, so he's really getting into the swing of things when it comes to his study, we would like to teach him the many virtues that we are in possession of here, and pass these down to him, so that he becomes a just ruler when I'm gone. So, yeah, we need to see how that works. Now, how much is it to give to teach a virtue? 500 devotion. Oh, that's expensive. Yeah, he's a close relative, so this is fine. So we need to keep an eye on that little situation. We need to be telling our son how to be temperate and all that stuff, you know. Is there anyone more learning in the entire realm? No. Do you need to ask that question? No. Search the entire realm. Learning. Nobody comes even close. I know I'm not, a direct vassal of the king, but how I'm not the sort of chaplain of England, I'll never know. But we soon will be. Oh, hellfire, we soon will be. Oh, look at that, we've got artifact effect as well. We are the most learned man in the entire kingdom. I might start to think that people might resent this. People might feel threatened by our immense knowledge. What about the world? I like your thinking. What about the world? Search all. Oh, there's one person more learned than us in the entire world, and he has one eye, just to rub the salt in the wounds. The wise. Who is this man? I don't know who he is. He is a Muslim man. which automatically counts him out of the equation because he's not even of the same faith. We are the most learned Catholic, okay? That is, we are the most learned Catholic. That's a good start to have. Right, quickly, we're just going to check out the Pope. Somebody asked to see the Pope. Let's have a look at the old Pope face. Pope Leo the 7th, 64. We're in his very good grade. Look at that, 76 opinion of us. Other than when we put the homosexual puppet anti-pope onto the throne in the last playthrough, this could well be the highest opinion I've ever had with the Pope. It's going very well. In his treasury, he's got St. Peter's fingers and a weeping statue. He's only got a learning of 10. Terrible, really. Terrible. Okay, so my modest attempts to write poetry was never meant to be published in any way, but wherever I go, bards and minstrels are reciting or singing my poems. Of course they are. A man with such high learning, he can turn his hand to anything. Writing novels, writing scriptures, writing poetry. It all comes naturally to old Johann. He's seen enough books to know how to write them. Fame and fortune awaits, becomes a poet. My poetry was never meant for others. No, my poetry is meant for others because my poems have a slight religious theme to them. There's always a moral in my poems. There's always a thing to... Once you read past the joviality and the and all the sort of flowery stuff, if you look deep into Johann's poems, you will see there is always a meaning, and you must look beyond the words and interpret them to pull out that meaning. And when you do that, you know you are enlightened. Ah, lovely. Look at this man. There's barely any space left for his traits. There is barely any left. Right. How goes our relationship with our Duke? It goes very well. The improved relations bonus will start to wane. Building a grand cathedral. I'm assuming that it'll start stacking on each other. They'll start stacking. I think. I hope. Ooh. Can we build a cathedral? How do we do that? That's definitely something we would hope to be able to achieve in our lifetime. If we could, at the very end. Something I thought I had suppressed and finally subdued has risen inside me. Untraced thoughts have begun to appear in my mind. I'm assuming you're talking about your wife here, who's probably still infirm, which... I don't know what's... infirm? Trying to come onto your infirm wife, or trying to come onto another woman? Which is the lesser of two evils? I've lost one of my virtue. Johann! He tries to scupper me at every turn, doesn't he? Don't listen to Duke Adrian! He's a bad influence! Telling you, bad influence, man. Get my foot sorted. Right, let's have a look at some Scottish nobility. Somebody was mentioning the Scots earlier, it was Diana. Let's have a look at the old Scottish king. King Colin, 17-year-old babe. A sleuth of siblings, but no children yet. Just I'm not going to do it. I'm just out of interest, really. Just sort of, very good, very good. Well, I would prefer to... betrothing our son. Where's building wonders? For your great work construction. Oh! Grand Cathedral, a ruler statue, a grand fortress, a magnificent garden. Ooh, hang fire, hang fire. I'm trying to see what I can build here. A great library, a grand mausoleum. Oh, holy cow. And look how long they take to build. 26 years. Costs 2 per month. Almost 2 grand. A testament to the piety and prestige of its builder, it can be used to store relics, and in times of trouble, its bells can even warn the people of danger. Oh, if we live to a ripe old age, we are building a grand cathedral. We have to build a grand cathedral. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Thank you for that, Diana. I didn't even realise you could build these things. It's a good job you've told me. Right. So as our little Johann... No, this is Sigaric, a courtier. Why on earth are we doing this? We busy ourselves with other things. No, of course. It's our duty as a good Christian man to spread the faith to whomever shall need it. Guidance. Oh, we have to sacrifice... Oh my god. Why are we sacrificing ourselves for a child that's not ours? But I know Johann will be the sacrificial sort. All to better those who may come into... why? He's envious. We may be independent at one time or another. Stranger things have been known. So this boy is a random courtier who was assigned to our court when we started the game. He's got no family, no nothing. He's just like an orphan boy. An orphan boy. So we're quite hard work. So he's going on. I can see some guidance. So we're offering him guidance. It would require hard work and will not always be appreciated, but this is my chance to make a self-sacrifice so we can... he deserves greatness. Well, we're not all about greatness. We're not bothered about greatness. We're bothered about walking the true path, and wherever that takes you, Be thorough. Make others count on you. Make your move at the right time. Patient. Ooh, patient sounds good. Promoting patience. It must. I think patience is. I think patience is quite a nice one. I mean, we are practicing. I'm not. We've not got the patience straight, but we are practicing patience. We are waiting for the opportunity to present itself for us to expand our horizons. Until then, we'll continue to do our duty and advise our liege lord and in matters of all things holy. So yeah, I think that's probably the most reasonable. We get a bit of a debuff for a few years. 5 years. I'm at my wit's end with this child. Oh, blooming heck! I was about to swear. I introduce Bishop Uhtred of Sherborne. This is the Uhtred that's our court physician, our high almoner, our court chaplain, a very important man. We've introduced him to the head of the society. And of course we would. He is our most pious man, really, other than us. He's the second most pious man in our in our court. Of course we would introduce him to the converses. Look, Mr. Converses, here is a prime example of one of my council members, so you can see, of course, that I am only allowing this type of person in. Not any old riffraff, you know. Oh, but he's not interested in making an effort. How very rude of him. I've brought him forth here. He could be a potential future member of the society, and he just really turned his back on us all. Never mind. Diplomatic. Oh, it's come to pass. It's come to pass, people. In the last session, or was it the session before, the Duke came to us. I can't remember if it was before the feast or after the feast, but he came to us and said to us, look, I'm going to speak plain, Johann, here. I'm not happy with old Betrothals of Yordale. He's not converting those people quick enough, and I've heard rumours on the grapevine that he's up to no good. So I want you to support me in my revocation little plot. that if all things go belly up, that you will support me. And of course, we thought about it, and then we said, yes, but only if it's in the for the right reasons, you know. So go and pray, and if God speaks to you, then fine. And apparently he's spoken, because he has now declared the war to revoke the title. Either that, or he's asked him, now is the time for you to step down, Mr. Yoredale. And Mr. Yoredale said, no, I'm not stepping down. Are you mad, man? I enjoy being Earl. What are you talking about? No. And therefore, we had no choice but to go steaming in. So, the question is... oh, look at that! We've got a hood on. Simple pleasures. It's half covering our bald head. It's very nice to see. The question now is, my friends, do we stand side by side with our Duke and send forth our... It's a bit overkill, he can do it himself, but just as a show of unity, do we send forth our levies into battle to help assist here? We have forget anything that happens. We could become Duke, you know, whatever. We could become King of Scotland. Preserve our troops. No, Diana, you're getting things completely wrong. You're thinking about things in a gamey sense. We're not thinking about gamey sense. We're not thinking about preserved troops. We're thinking about what would Johann do here? What would he do? We've already pledged our hand to him to say, we're going to support you in the revocation claim. And we're good friends with him. We've swayed him. We're trying to guide him. I think we need to raise our troops, if only to take to the field of battle to ensure that he doesn't do anything silly. You know, torturing prisoners and all that kind of jazz. Just to make sure that this battle goes as it should. Any prisoners are spared, no embarrassment, and they're allowed to go on their merry way after a trial for high treason. It's not high treason, it's not the king, but for daring to raise it. I think we need to go. I think we do. Just raise the troops and go forth. And I'm sure this will probably make the Earl see us in a good light also for assisting in his war effort. As I said, he doesn't need our help. But I think also... Sorry to pause it on you. We'll move in this. Well, actually, we'll move while I'm talking. But also, it's also a good little way for us just to show our strength. Because he's an ambitious Duke. We're not stupid. He is ambitious, and we wouldn't put it past him, although we are teaching him the right ways. If the mood takes him, he likes a drink, we've seen. He's not completely malleable, sleeping with women and having bastard children and all that. If he turns his attention to us, this is a good way for us just to show him, you turn on me and I've got a fair few men, and we won't make it easy for you. Just a warning. Whilst we're helping him, of course. The Battle of Yoredale. Things are going well when suddenly I hear an embarrassed huff from nearby. Spinning, my sword ready, I see the enemy commander, Mayor Elfwine, and awkwardly attempting to climb a large rock, as you do in the heat of battle. I think he is trying to escape the battle, my lord, the soldier next to me muses. So we can spread news of his cowardice, or I can low personal combat skill? My personal combat isn't low, is it? My personal combat's 8. Why is it 8? Oh, I'm malnourished. Ugh. Ooh, hell. Do we wish to fight while we're malnourished? It's a risk, surely, isn't it? Oh, no. Oh, hell. Fight to regain skill. Fight to die, you mean? Alright. So who is he? Mayor Elfwine of Settle. Ooh, combat of 12. With the higher ground. He's deceitful, trusting, cruel and content. Oh. Holy mackerel. Oh, I don't know. It's are we, or do we? Yeah, do we sow discord? Spread the word. The commander runs in fear. We are half Viking, but we're a very learned person, right? We're a very learned person. We're like the third cleverest person in the world, with High Marshal. So surely a clever person would realise that, you know what, I'm not quite in peak physical condition. I haven't eaten for many weeks. I'm not quite there yet. So rather than risk my life foolishly, I'll spread discontent and hopefully aid the rout. He's not a Viking, though. He's a rogue Viking. He's trying to distance himself from those ways. Oh, dear. I know I'm a martial person, but even the most martial of people, unless you're like a complete, like, ogre, like, I can beat anybody, even if I've got one arm tied behind my back, I'll just... If you've got a bit of sense about you, if you're not in tip-top condition, then you're probably gonna not be so foolish, surely. God, such a simple situation, but it's just worth thinking about, isn't it? Have faith. Even people in the chat are split. Some are saying, "No, fight is Viking. No, live to fight another day." Can you imagine all this hard work that we have done to get us into our position just to die because we wanted to slay a commander of no importance in one-on-one combat whilst we're malnourished? It just doesn't scream of sense. If we weren't so learned, maybe, but considering that we're supposed to be very clever, we're not foolish. We know we're not quite in tip-top form. If we weren't, we would be a little bit better off, and maybe so, but no. Spread the word of his cowardice. That will aid the rout, and I'm sure he will be punished if he is caught come Judgment Day. Sorry to disappoint you that wanted to see blood shed, but it was just foolish. Right, he runs away with a tail between his legs, and we lay siege to Yordale. Right, very good. Don't know what happened to their commander, like. Did he end up captured? Or is he still running around? There he is. Oh no, he's still there somewhere. He's still running around. Probably still on his rock, like a statue. Perhaps he's probably in there, obviously, running away. Okay, so whilst we're doing so, we'll just bump it up a touch whilst we're waiting for this siege to happen. And so what are we doing currently? Leading troops in Yordale, of course we are. So now we'll see, whilst our troops are laying siege to Yordale, we of course are taking the time. I'm assuming you are leading troops as well, right? Of course he is. No, he's not. No, he's not. Hang fire, people. This is why I don't turn it up. He's not. He's actually in Middlesex training troops. That's a good job we did come then, isn't it? Who else better to lead this than us? We are actually in charge of this little shindig. Oops, a daisy. Right. So apparently somebody's died on us, I think. So bandits are raiding the camp. A disease has broken out. Cardinal Sergio, given a seat in the college of cardinals. That's emergency. Right, so we got aid Sigurd. I'm going to lead the central rank now, and I'm going to lead it with Senfus. We haven't seen Senfus for a while. He's had a child recently. We're just going to have a good old conflab whilst all besieging is happening. How you been, Senfus? It's been a while, hasn't it? Oh, yes, it has, yes. Son's growing up to be a fine young man. He's 2 now. He's crawling and everything. Walking now, in fact, at age 2, you would hope. Right, we've lost a marshal. We've lost a marshal. Does that mean I've got a new vassal? Yes, we have a new vassal. The Mayor of Wyke, Bercy. Welcome into the throes of our court, Bercy. Brave, kind, ambitious, wrathful, indulgent wastrel. There's worse, there's worse people to be. Good thing is he doesn't want a position on the council, so we can put there who we wish. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to put it onto 2-speed, and whilst we're having the battle play out, we'll look for a new marshal. Look at this guy. Oh, it's me. Look at this. Oh, it's me. Right. Ooh. Siege of Yordale. Victory. 91%. It's going well. Ruler. No. That'll do. While attending prayer. Okay, in his tent, probably. I noticed my brother Rutger drowsing off in his seat. Oh, maybe he's taking a bit of a break from the sieging to just visit the bloody Dominican order, as you do. Wake him up, of course. How have you got time to do this? I'm diligent. I can do everything. Passing notes, fighting battles, sieging things, and then quickly running back to the Dominican order to wake up my fellow brothers, and then back to siege again. I can do it all. I can juggle many balls, me. Many balls I can juggle. We shall check on the child Duchess. So, what do we think, people? Oh, hangfire. Hangfire. 17. A court chaplain. Uncouth, but erudite. Greedy. Trickster. Brilliant strategist. Brave. Greedy. Chaste. Proud. Cruel. Any zealous types out there? 18. Who's this? 11. Yes, poor. Poor. D. The only thing I don't like is ambitious, but in the grand scheme of things, he's not bad. I mean, oh, he's Craven. A Craven I don't like that. Craven Marshal? Nah, don't sit well. Don't sit well with me, that. Right, men. Right, the siege of Settle is done. It looks like we may well have victory here. Whilst we're still looking for a... Oh, hang fire. Hang fire. Right, we'll come back to this in a second. We'll come back. We'll put this down there. Just down there. We need a marshal. We're moving. So, let's just take a look now. So, can we disband the units? Okay, very good. Did that give us any sort of bonus with our liege for helping him out? I don't think so. He expects it, I assume. Right, so he's now gained extra land. He's gained the county of Yordale. Holy's still trying to be converted. So let's just see how that puts him in the realm. Ooh, puts him as the most powerful. Only just slightly, of course, but the most powerful of all the dukes. Not bad. Officially ask. Can you officially ask to join his war? Oh, I didn't realise. Consider it's an internal war. Maybe. I'll have to try it next time if the opportunity presents itself. Right. So he's gained in power. In fact, he's got more men than me now. When he finally gets them all back, I assume. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, but he's... let's just take one last look at something. Can we check who's in his prison? Just wondered if he caught the little blighter. In fact, isn't this him? No, it's not. Who's the Yordale guy? Who's your Dale man? Who was that guy that was like... Richmond? St. Peter's? Where's this guy? City of Settle. How do you see who's in charge? Oh, there he is. Aelfwine. Why is he not on the list? Was that the guy? Ah, it was the guy. He's kept his post. He's still alive, you cowardly dog. You cowardly dog. Right, okay. Let's go. Just looking for a commander. I'm not really seeing any... But he's not horrendous. He's not horrendous. Oh, Johann, what are you doing now? What are you doing? Oh, you've got this guy. Brave, greedy, proud, cruel. In the grand scheme of things, I think what we shall do is we shall just appoint zealous, trusting, shy. It's going to have to be him, isn't it, for now? But that means that we lose a commander because he, of course, is now in charge. Commanders are not quite as important. Let's have a quick look here. Oh, what about New Bercy? Yeah, ooh, minus 23. Oh, he wants to see it on the you want to see it on the council now? He didn't show that before. Oh. Dear, dear, dear. Oh, now he wants to see it on the council. Oh, we could have given him the position of Marshal. It wouldn't have been great, but at least he would be on the council. Oh, bloody hellfire. Bloody hell. Well, tough. Tough. Live with it, pal. Right, his favourite toy is missing. He won't go to bed without it. And we have may have thrown it away by accident, as these things happen, you see. You know, gather up the rubbish in big armfuls and poof, out they go into the bins. Offer to buy a new one, or go and find it. Go and find it, I suppose. Seems to be the most likely thing to do. Yeah, we shall go and find it. I'm sorry, if I threw a toy out, and if you knew where it was, you'd go and get it, wouldn't you? I'll buy it. Why waste it? I'll buy another one. It just screams of silliness. No, we'll go and find it. I found the toy Johann was crying about after going through the trash, but now he is not satisfied because it smells. He's getting fussy. You can't win with some people. Ooh, we have enough. We have enough, right? So we need we need 2,000 devotion to rank up. Do we spend our devotion on teaching a virtue to our child now? Or do we save up to get the devotion to rank up as quickly as possible? Child over self, surely. Child over self. I'm not going to... Just this once. Just this one time. Diligent. Can you pick the virtue, or is it like a random chance? Humble, temperate, diligent. Now, we've got to ensure that our child... You know, that seems a good thing to do. Raising up through the ranks, it's going to be useful in the long term, but we are 29. There's many, many years for us to rank up. There's not many years to help your child grow up well. And our ambition is to groom our heir. So we shall spend this time, whilst he is a child, teaching him everything that we possibly can. Children are sponges, people. If you're going to teach your child a language, teach him young. I mean, he's 8, but it's a good time to learn when you're a child. When you get older, you've got things to do. You haven't got time to learn things. So let's teach him a virtue. You have noticed Johann sometimes struggles with doing the right thing. You could change that by teaching him one of your many virtues. So we can teach him temperate, diligent or humble, and it's a random chance. And of course it will improve our relationship. Let's do it. So after he's complained about his smelly toy, we sit him down for a lecture where we tell him about being grateful for what one has, because some children, Johann, have no toys at all. You are in a very privileged position to even have toys. And not only that, but I went out and took time out to collect the toys to bring them to you, so you should be grateful. And other such lessons in that kind of way. And then we teach him, of course, about virtuous ways. And he seems to have taken it on board. "I'm sorry, Daddy," he says. "I'm so sorry. Can I give my toy to the orphans?" "Yes, you can. That's a very good idea, Johann. We shall donate this toy, after I've cleaned it up a bit, to the orphans, to Cedric or Cedric, or whoever that orphan child is in our court." "Yes, exactly. That's a very good idea." You see, he's learning already. He's learning already. He's going to give the toy to Sigaric, the orphan child. Yes. He's learning. Chip off the old block. Look at that. Diligent. So he diligently walks down the stairs. "I'm going to go give it to him now because I can't waste any time, Dad. You told me if you're going to do something, you've got to do it. When the strike while the iron's hot, Dad." You see, you think you're watching a playthrough of CK2. I'm giving you a lesson in how to bloody bring up your kids as well here, people. You should be with your notebooks out. I'm giving you life lessons here. Oh, we paused. Sorry. Moving on. Oh, yes, we were. This is why I don't like 3. I don't like anything above 2 speed, because things just crop up all the damn time. Just when I'm about to do things. Right, we were going to check on the Duchess of Norfolk. My wife is pregnant, so when we were eyeing somebody up, you know, losing our chase train, look at her strutting down the corridor. Who the hell is that little minx? Oh, it's my wife. From the I didn't recognise you from the. No, I don't recognise you from the rear, dear. It's too much information. Let's have a look at little Duchess Elfgif. She is 7 years old. She's looking like a pretty plain Jane child, haughty. Is she still being ruled by this cynic? Yes, she is. It does pain us a little bit that the king isn't taking action against her just yet. It's been a while now. We've tried to teach him. We've tried to tell him. We've been down to Middlesex to speak to him one-on-one. We've tried to whisper in his son's ear to take action, and he's created duchies here and there, which is fine, but the pressing matter at hand is not quite being addressed just yet. So we're just keeping a close eye. We still have the Pope's good favour, although we're going to struggle to use it without rising up against our Lord, and our Lord has just got another county now, so that's going to be more tricky. She can't. Even if he wanted to, she will not go for it without a matrilineal marriage. It's not that I don't want to, it's that we just cannot. What? Hang fire? That's changed since the last session? That was a no before. Oh! Okay. There's like change. Hang fire. Favourite quote of the series. Hang fire. There's been a development. Hang on a minute. Let's get our thinking caps on here, people. Let's get our thinking caps on. Let's get our thinking caps on before we make a hasty decision. We've got to put ourselves in Johann's shoes. I was just telling you about how the fact that the king is not working quick enough. The king is not working quick enough. He's not doing what he needs to do. However, we cannot go and prize this girl off her throne, a little crib, So, if we can't do it, then we have to do it the old-fashioned way. Wheedling our way in, bit of guidance, spreading what we need to do. Betroth her to our son, not because our son's children will potentially inherit the Duchy of East Anglia. No, not for that reason at all. That's way out of the line. That's way down the line. Things can happen by then. It's because by betrothing our son to her, we are teaching our son the virtues of being a good Christian, and he's taking it on board. He can teach her. She's been led by cynics and skeptics. Our son can use it as his first official test to pass on what he's learning from us onto her. Not only that, but as future father-in-law, we too can impress upon her how she should be doing things. Booting out these skeptics when she comes of age that dare to bring disgrace upon our name as Catholics. Yes. If you can't kick them out via military action, there's other methods to the madness. So it's going to be like it's like a two-way battle. Who shall prevail? Shall our son influence her to the extent where she becomes more pious, or will she actually will she convince our son to step away from the light? It's like a tug of war. It's going to be Johann versus the regent, Aelfric. Who shall have the stronger pull? With learning of 10, my friend, you don't stand a flipping chance. Marvellous. Not only that, my friends, but she's a landed character. And now that she's our daughter-in-law, not only should we maybe spend our devotion on teaching virtues to our son, but maybe, just maybe, if we've got a bit of devotion and time to spare, we should perhaps teach virtues to our daughter-in-law as well. Yes, I think so. I think so indeed. Oh, I'm liking how this is developing. It's very steady, but things are just opening up without us really doing a great deal. Just using our knowledge and our links and our Catholic ways just to shape the landscape so subtly that people don't even realise we're doing it. It's marvellous. Marvellous. Okay, so my pregnant wife, who is still infirm, is she? Yeah, she is. I mean, somebody Google the definition of infirm. I don't know how this has happened. Is she? She's still going about a bit. I think she's just not very well. She's just a bit frail. And she's talkative and she's cheerful. She's chatting. But she should spend time resting in a dark room. She's given us one child that was fine. I mean, she did have a harsh pregnancy. But once again... Ooh, I don't know what this means. Prolixity? Prolixity? What the hell's prolixity? Put her on bed rest. She's infirm. She's infirm, right? She should rest as an infirm individual. Is she going to resent us for that? I don't know. But she needs to rest. She needs to rest. If she was not infirm, she can frolic and chat away as she deems. But she had a bad pregnancy last time, almost died on us, and therefore, to prevent any further complications, this is not for... We're not being ogres here. You will rest. It is all for her well-being. And also because I want our court chaplain and other people to feed her certain foods, because we don't want a boy, we want a girl as a game player, because if we don't have a girl, we have a boy, we're going to suddenly find ourselves with two sons and our lands could be split if we die. We don't want that. So have another girl, will you please? And we can maybe do something with her. Marry her off to other people. She took on board our... she's been calmed. She looks much better health now. Yes. Johann knows best, you see. Of course he does. I mean, look at this man's face. Does this not look like the face of a man who knows what he's talking about? Of course it does. think that means we have a formal alliance. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. But we can now request a formal alliance with East Anglia. I wonder if our HUD was the battle attire. You reckon the HUD was battle attire? Why would you ride to battle with a hood on? A cloth hood and not a helmet? I don't know. Let's have a look at the laws for Gavelkind. Primogeniture is not going to happen. The next best thing is going to be elective monarchy, which makes sense as well, because if we're trying to elect the best person for the job, that would limit the opportunity of an unpious child grabbing the reins of power. It ensures that the piousness will continue on through selection. So 10 years reign, we're getting close to that. No vassals a negative opinion. We can change that if we wished by giving old new mayor the marshal seat, so we can fix that if we need to. So the question was, shall we do this? Shall we form an alliance? It makes sense, right? You watch. As soon as I do this, the king's going to declare war. I finally decided to pull my finger out my ass. I'm now going to strike her down. I don't like her. I liked her for 8 years, but now that you've allied with her, now I'm going to strike her down. Oh, goodness me. Right, now we need to rush back down to London. Or Middlesex. It is London, right? Does it have London here? Westminster, whatever. We need to rush down to Westminster. And we need to speak with the king. And do you know what I was telling you about East Anglia? Do you know what I was telling you? Well, just stay your hand a little bit, because I've decided that what I'm going to actually do to ensure that piousness shines through here without you having to sully your name by striking down a vassal, which is not good, I shall put my little spies in there. I shall have my son work on her. I shall teach her the virtues. That's all you need to do. Just sit pretty. I'll deal with East Anglia. That's what we need to tell him. Good. What's this? Request council support. This is the council of our... This is the council of Duke Adred, right? Who still likes us. Quite a bit. What are we we don't know what we're voting for. And what we're voting for may be a vote against our liege. If you remember, the only thing I can remember Mr. Yordale doing wrong against Duke Adred was not supporting his law to increase the burgher tax. And if he took that to heart and knocked him off his perch, if we vote against our Duke, he may take that to heart and decide to bump one of our counties away as well for being an insubordinate. No. I don't know who you are. Actually, he's zealous. He is zealous. I remember seeing him off camera. He's a zealous council member. And although he probably would do nothing for the wrong reasons, it's still a bit too much of a risk. A bit too much of a risk. We don't know what he's voting for, or what he wants to vote for, or what he's requesting support for in the council. Sorry. I reckon this is Mr. Bertnoff of Yordale. He seems to have run off. Where's he gone? Where is he? Shrewsbury. Steward of Shrewsbury, Regent of Shrewsbury. Where's Shrewsbury? Oh, he's down here. He's fled. Fled to another court, he has. Ooh, more technology. Military technology, that's good. We want that. To get military organisation. I really like that. Ooh, it occurred to me that my wife is feeling somewhat gloomy as of late. The burden of her unborn child is surely causing some humoral unbalance that is affecting her mood. We will buy her something nice. I'm sure she will be fine. It seems a bit harsh. You know what? We've told her that she has to go to bed, get rest. And she said, yes, not a problem, sir. And she went to bed and she's felt much better. I think we owe her something nice. You know, we've told her to lock herself away. So it's about time we did a kind gesture for her. Yeah, we like that. Nice kind gesture. Here you go, my dear. Television. Charitable we have gained. Ah, interesting. Okay. So we'll go to the first of the year, then we're going to pause it. We're just going to take a very quick run down the country, just to see that we've not missed anything, to see if there's... In fact, no, we don't need to do that. We've betrothed our son already. She's betrothed to the king's son. He's betrothed to a duchess. We're doing very well for ourselves. We formed an alliance. Our wife is secluded, having baby. Prayer meditation. As always, prayer meditation. Send first. I'm just going to seclude myself. Domain is too big. It's done it because I'm secluded. I'll be out in a second. Okay. It's fine. We're not getting too many messages at the moment. If we were inundated with like 20 messages, fine. Bjorn North needs to be trimmed though. That is true. He needs to go. We need to actually readdress this because I only want the bishops. Eofgif of Mercia, she's still alive. Eastmond of Chester, he's still alive. Duke Eastmond of Lancaster, yeah, he's still there. Withred, Duke Withred to his friends. He's still there. Fruthlif of Mercia, that's him. Do we have use? Oh, look at that. He's incapable. Ooh, he could be dying soon. Interesting. Let's get you on the old list. What about you? Get you on the list. She's having some. She's got babies. She's got babies. You are a very small duke. Probably too small for us to be too concerned. And you're miles away as well. We've got you. We've got you. Oh, do we have this guy? Yeah, that's it. I think that's all the main players, movers and shakers of the country on our list. Right then, a son. A son. We have a son. We have a flippin' son. Yeah, glory days. Let's be happy, of course. Let's be very happy. That's a good English name, Arthur. Well, we don't name after our father. That's the prestigious offer for the firstborn. Randomise. These will all be Anglo-Saxon names. I'm not going to pronounce them. We're going to be trendsetters. Senrad. Okay. A prize to anybody who can remember Senrad. Anybody remember Senrad? Am I remembering it correctly? Anybody Senrad? Remember Senrad from anything? It's going back a bit. It was very close. Senraid. We'll take the A out and call him Senrad. Ambrose. No, Senrad. Anybody remember this character? Anyway, we're going to name him Senrad, so... he's a character from a previous LP. We're out of our seclusion, and I have come out a better man. No! He might have been, I don't know. The Senrad I'm thinking of... Anybody remember Attila? Remember Senred? He was one of our council members or whatever the system was in the game, and he was... Am I remembering this right? And he was like a bit of a kind of upstarty character. I'm going to have to look at this. I'm sure it was Senred. I'm sure that's what it were called. And he went on an adventure. Went on a campaign. I briefly remember. Obviously not the greatest character because we can barely remember him. But I remember him. Go back and watch. Do it now and just confirm if I'm right or wrong, please. Just put me out of my misery. But I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was in Attila. There was a character. There was a character who was Senred. Of course, I remember Sigmund of Albrighton. Flaming boulder of fire killed him. Indeed, it did. Somebody just click onto like one of the episodes of Attila and show me, please. Somebody do it. Oh, I have decided to institute rule of war declaration sovereignty law. And all that is needed is your support. My loyal vassals. Highest ranking member of the council, Chancellor. I can count on you to support me in this, can't I? Of course you can, my lord. Of course you can. If you declare war on our enemies, of course, given what I am teaching you, it will only ever be what is deemed to be required in the eyes of God. Look at that. In fact, not many people... Oh, yeah. Instant pass. Corin, welcome. Is anybody looking at Attila for me? We can't be bothered. Senred, this Senred character you're talking about, it was bloody rubbish. It tells you something that I can't remember the name of the character that I was controlling, i.e. the family leader. I can remember Senred. I'm supposed to get rid of the marriage messages. Can I do it now? It's too much faffing. Too much faffing. Right, so things have developed. Title loss and succession. Yes, we lose a title now due to Gavelkind succession. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. 947, that's 10 years. That's 10 years. Ooh, people are dropping dead here. It's as we thought, it's the Kent man, Mr. Kent. Duke Aethelfrith of Kent, his son, has now taken power, a 7-year-old. Barely had time to get acquainted with anything. The regent, honest, bit paranoid, stubborn, but charitable. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. So another one of the old House Merciers bite the dust. Sabet of Dunbar bought a favour. Yes, come on! Come on, Johann! Stand strong! For a second I had to check. I had to check for a second. I wouldn't have shocked me if this was against a poor old Duchess there, and I'd have just rolled my eyes in horror. But it's not. He's declared war, the English war, for Duke Eastman's claim on Perford Lad. However you pronounce it. Who's King who's Eastman? Duke Eastman. Is that you? Yeah, Eastman of Lancaster. Who wants that? I want Perford Lad. However you pronounce it, I'm not Welsh. But I want it, and I shall have it. Okay. They're going to be powerless to stop you. Our wife has died! Our wife has died, comatose in bed. She never recovered from giving birth. She didn't die in child labour. 3rd of January. She died several months later, but she never quite recovered. Oh. Marry again. Of course we marry again. We've got to do, right? We've got to do. But we can't just jump into bed with the next woman that comes along. We've got to have a period of mourning. So we've got to have a year's mourning. Pay your respects, people. Let's have a moment's silence. She's bore us 2 delightful children. Right. Now, silence is done. Very good. Children, I need to train. I need to train children. I need to educate you. Assign guardian. Me. Dunstan? Who are you? Right, so I need to be ward for my 2 sons. And I need a guardian for my wife. No, for my daughter. I'm actually going to assign Uhtred. Yes. That's a good point, you know. If ever there's a time to have a vow of celibacy when your wife just died, that would be it. That would be it, wouldn't it? Yeah. We don't need any more. We don't need any more sons. We don't need any more children at all. In fact, a wife would be nice for the stats, of course. But first of all, this makes sense. I like this. I did say we're going to have a year off anyway, right? So we might as well make use of it. Let's declare ourselves celibate. Take a vow of celibacy. Oh. I was thinking chaste, not celibate. I was thinking like a minus 15% fertility for a year, then not minus 1,000% fertility. Chop your damn knackers off, celibate. Oh, you can renounce it. Oh, hellfire. But won't you suffer? Won't you suffer a penalty for? We would only do this. We would only do this if things were dire, as in, you know, a couple of children died. Then we'd have to end it. But as things stand now, 3 kids, 2 sons, 1 daughter, that is perfect. Don't need any more kids. And we get a wife, not for that purpose, but for companionship, to share knowledge. We've already know that he can't be on his own for too long. Starts passing notes under doors and stuff, right? So he needs a companion. So we'll find ourselves a companion in a year's time. 1st of January, 9:48. We shall start looking for a companion. Just got to mourn the loss of our wife for a year first. I mean, come on. Anybody with a hairstyle like that, got to be celibate, right? A huge negative for marriage. Oh, well. I'm sure they'll cope. Disease! Disease is coming! What is this pestilence? Can't see. Measles! Oh my god. Right. We should be careful here, people. A pestilence is right on the doorstep. Yeah. Oh, you're celibate, are you? Right, we'll just strike down 3 of your kids with measles then. How do you like them apples? I'm shutting the doors as much as I'm shutting my legs. God, I'm so sorry. Right. Ooh, the Duchess of East Anglia has inherited the county of Leicester. She's died, has she? Oh, complications related to gout, bless her heart. She had 2 counties. Yeah, so she's now got 4 counties. Ooh, quite a powerful young little woman, aren't you? You'll have to divvy some of them out. Right, I think we're just going to bump it down to 2 for a second. There's a couple of things I want to do. So first of all... Right. 16 Marshal, you see. Do we want to give... Do we want to give that vassal chappie a council position? We're going to have to if we want to change the succession law. We're going to have to. Yeah, swap positions. Swap positions. It was just keeping the seat warm. He's done a good job, but we've got to swap positions. It makes no sense to keep him off his seat. And hopefully, the fact that we'll make the other guy commander again, he might just forgive us. Sorry. Oh, he's there. He still forgives us. Aitiger. There you go. He understands. He understands. It's good to see he understands. Right. That's that sorted. We can now change the succession law, you see. Elective monarchy. Yeah, I think now is the time to do that. Okay, so she's giving away some of that land, which she has to do. Seniority. What is that? The oldest member of the dynasty. Your oldest child will greatly disapprove. Yeah, seniority, having a laugh. No, I think elective monarchy. That doesn't just affect monarchies, does it? It's not going to bite us on the backside, is it? As a count on Earl, how does this work? Because I would be the only person that can vote, I'm assuming. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. Ooh, quite a demotion. Devotion, rather. Right, we'll hang fire for now, and then I'll end up dead. We can't hang fire. We've got to make the choice. Anybody can enlighten me with this? I can't see it being. I think we get a vote. Nobody else under us will get a vote because they're not high enough, right? It says. Where the flipping hell is it? Dukes. Ruler and each lower rank vassal. Or they will get a vote. What if they don't vote for the same son? That'll be awkward. No, they like us. They'll vote the same way. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going. This is, yeah. It makes sense. It makes the most sense. At this moment in time. Kill the other son. Right, okay. Nominate successor. View electors. So who's the electors? I'm sure it's just me, you know. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Oldest son so far. I mean, this guy's too young for a start. Outraged by succession law change. You're not going to be outraged. You're going to love it. Oh, he's outraged. What if I vote for you? You can't be outraged if I vote for you, sir. Are you still outraged? You are still outraged. Silly Billy. You're still going to get in power. Keep your flipping wig on. And by the way, whilst he's kicking off, he doesn't understand. Teach virtue. Oh, I've got the trait taught of virtue. How long can we? How many times can we do it? First taught of virtue. First taught of virtue. Let me see here. Diligent, on cost. Perseverer of poetry. Where's taught of virtue when it's at home? It's an opinion modifier. Taught of virtue. 955. Another 8 years. 8 years of virtue? My God, man, that's a long time. Right, fine. Must be every 10 years. Wow. It's quite a powerful move, isn't it? You can't, I suppose you've got to rein it in somehow. Right. Donatus Bertrand has contacted me asking if I have any interest in learning more about roses. Oh, that's per child. Oh, it's per individual. I see. So you can give it to another child. Aha. Ah, right. It's the same person every time. Okay, right. Okay. No, he's too young. He's too young at the moment. We wait till he gets to the... Oh, also, sorry about this. We need to teach him. We need to teach him. We need to do the old vocal. It's a bit early, but we'll go alternate. We'll try heritage. It is a bit of faith, but also a bit of Anglo-Saxon as well. Just in kind of like he's gonna potentially maybe be a ruler one day. You know, he might want to learn a bit about the culture as well as just the faith. Bit of both. A bit of all-roundedness. Perhaps. I'm thinking, in fitting with our plan, that we might give East Anglia a virtue. Exactly. I think so. Radix, thank you for joining us. Have a good evening. If you're indeed a place in the world that it is evening. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to give her a virtue. We've betrothed. And we're going to now start doing the old sway. Maybe we could start swaying. Can you sway a child? Can you sway a child? No, we can't sway a child, no. Okay, it would make sense. Can we sway a child? What are you doing? Not a clue what you're doing. Children are too young. Right, so do we want to learn about roses? Oh, I simply have some. If we had a wife, we might have picked some for her, but she's dead. Said rather bluntly. Yeah, we'll go and visit the rose garden. Right, what was I doing? Teaching a virtue. Yes. Ooh, she's listened carefully. Ah, mouth open. She's never been taught the ways of the Catholics before because she's been ruled by skeptics. But we are opening her eyes to these things. Ah, amazing. Ah, dear. And she seems to have come out a better woman. Good. Good. Our plans are working marvellously. Right, so we've gone through the gardens of the monastery. Fellow hairstylist, of course. Spot the work of Brother Bertrand. The roses are a delicate mixture of red and yellow, a hue of sunset at their centre. They're beautiful. My escort nods and offering me a small spade. They're a little cramped over there. Would you mind helping out? Turning our hand to a spot of gardening? Why not? We're diligent. A bit of gardening's not beneath us. Of course we can. What does that... Green fingers? You've got to give us green fingers trait, right? Of course you do. We've got the green fingers trait. How very fitting. Absolute rule, right. Oh, we've got quite a few messages here. What did I say earlier? We're not getting a lot of messages, it's fine. Leave Mayor Osric as his duty as commander. Some law changes. Absolute rule law in England. That sounds a bit tyrannical. Very good. Right, a smooth and slightly malty taste. Refreshing with just the right amount of bitter. Oh. We are now sampling alcohol. Well, I don't... Ooh. I must visit the monastery more often. Well, moderation. Thanks, but no thanks. That's like teach. That's like no. We would have a drink, right? We would have a drink because the monastery are brewing it. Of course, we're allowed to have it. You know, so we will sip on it. There is a chance of getting drunkard, which would be horrendous. However, if Johann suddenly takes a sudden taste to the monks' monastery's beer, then so be it. It's his choice. It's not ours. One more trial to get over. Why? Why? Johann, why? Personal combat skill, -5. Oh, we've lost stewardship as well. Oh, hellfire. Oh no. Why, Johann? He took a sip. He took a sip. And it tasted so good. Probably only used to drinking wine. He's been a wine drinker. Wine he can drink and put down. Not a problem. Moderation and all that. Oh, very good. Got a taste of the old beer. Special monastery bloody blend. Suddenly found himself drinking more. Ah, dear. Right. 1st of January. No. Oh, man. That's not ideal. He likes to drink. Okay. Every person has their vices, no matter how holy you are. There's always a downfall. There's always a downfall. The signs were there, right? The signs were there. Party, laid out on his back. Oh, my drinks have been spiked. Oh my God, a woman is lying next to me. Oh, my health. What happened here? It's Duke Adrian's fault. Oh, the real colours are coming out now, Mr. Johann. Maybe you were leading the Duke astray. Dear, dear, dear. Yeah, except if you're Jesus. He liked his wine. Why else would you turn water into wine if you didn't like a drink? Is that bad to say that? I'm sorry if you're a religious person. Sorry. Yes. Wonderful news. We have technology. What? Your incompetent steward has led a group of smugglers into the county of Hull. Apparently he thought they were merchants. What a fool. Oh, he's got a stewardship of like 6. Curses. It's his first faux pas in like over 10 years. We'll let him off. Absolute rule. Absolute rule. Looks like absolute rules is a goer. Everybody wants absolute rule nowadays. What's wrong with you all? Oh, we want absolute rule. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Absolute rule. When do we want it? We want it yesterday. Get a move on. Yeah, taking the description from, what was the game called? Kingdom Come Deliverance. You know, you've got that massive codex. Yeah, I remember reading about that in the codex. That yeah, water was too dirty, so you could only drink alcohol, pretty much. Yeah. Hello, Dipsy. Thank you. Have you just joined us? You've joined us at the right moment. If you have, we were going so smoothly during the session. We've married into nobility. We've married a prince. We fought a battle on behalf of our liege lord and come out victorious. You know, despite not chasing a man down who stood on a rock shouting madness. And we've just become drunk, however, despite all that goodness. It's all been undone with monastery blend beer. And our wife died as well, yes. So it's been a bit of an up and down session, a few good things and a couple of bad things. So the peasants told the whole castle about a dragon they saw in the forest. And now the eager young men keep nagging me about a dragon hunt. Some gold might shut them up. Dragon doth not scare me. Dragons do not exist. I will kill it and hang its head over the hearth. What? Okay. Let me think here. This all depends on whether or not we're in a drunken state when they're shouting this. What would drunk Johann do in his cups? Oh, dragon, you say? Dragon? Get my sword and shield. I'll have his head hung over the hearth by morning fall. Tell you, morning rise, or whatever you want to call this period of time. I'm not good at this thing. Dragon Slayer? If it was so, but it might be, dragons don't exist, you stupid peasant. Okay, we're going to assume that because he's recently become drunk, he's more likely to be drunk than not drunk at this moment in time. So we'll go with the drunken answer, that he's going to go out and literally try to hang this head over the hearth. Probably comes back with the head of a deer or something. Look, I've got him! Got him! No more fire breathing! Why? We need a wife. We need a wife to stop him drinking. We need a wife to help him run his land. Anything major happened? Not a right lot, no. Yeah, miss much. Not a shrapnel. Right, we're going to build something. I'm going to build my fortifications. I'm just waiting for the 1st of January so I can have a wife. Let's go wife hunting, people. Oh, I think this could be the downfall. This, can you imagine that was the tipping point? Everything was going so smoothly. So smoothly it was going for Earl Johann. He was the cleverest, well, the 3rd cleverest man, or the joint 2nd cleverest man in the entire world. He could have been the Thing of Legends. He could have been rising through the ranks of the society and giving advice to kings and dukes across the land. They were bending to his will. It was a marvellous sight to see. And then one fateful day, whilst in the monastery, he took a liking to some monastery beer. And, well, unfortunately, he took a downward spiral and died a drunkard in a pool of his own sick at the age of 35. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Right, the king has won his war, and that has been brought under the realm of the English, and the measles are coming. The measles are coming. It's getting precariously close. Precariously close to Leeds. Right, we're going to pause it here. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to take a check across the land properly. We're going to find ourselves a wife. We're going to take stock of what's going on, and then we're going to replan and reassess. Raiders have arrived to loot and pilfer in Kent. Okay, that's fine. So first of all, then, we need a wife. We need a wife. Well, that's a sport for choice there, aren't we? Sport for choice. We got a pox-ridden woman. Helga. Oh, she's a courtier. She's only 16. Where did she spring from? 16 in our court? How did that happen? She's lustful. She probably won't like the fact that we're celibate then, will she? Probably not. Probably not. Right, let's go wife hunting. Let's look into the realm, shall we? For a suitable candidate. No, we're not going to go for a ruler. Women. Renounce the vow first. Do you think that's going to be a massive, massive issue for us getting a wife? I would rather have a wife that would accept us with the vow. If we go for a zealous wife, maybe she will understand why we have got been why we are celibate. No? Okay, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Wow. Women that are not rulers in the realm. Is that it? Wow, that is terrible, isn't it? Okay. Okay, diplomatic range, yes. So we'd have to go wider. We'd have to go wider. We'd have to go wider. That was not a lot of choice. There we go. Adult, yes. Who is this? Agnes. Oh, she's 79. Who's this woman? Agnes. Okay, let's start with zealous. It's always a good place to start. We need a zealous woman because she will understand that why we are celibate, you see. Zealous, she will understand. Right, let's take a quick look then at age. So we're looking at zealous women, starting at age. Right. Elvira, Visigothy. Italy. Italy would make sense because our spy master's in Italy. So, honest, erudite, lustful, could be a negative for her, but she's brave and she's zealous. Decent all-round stats. The stewardship could be higher, but I think as an all-rounder, I think I quite like her. Quite like her, but that's not the be-all and end-all. We've got a couple more yet. They don't have to be that young. We don't even need children, so they could be a similar age, to be honest. She's in prison. Well, obviously we're not going to be marrying people in prison. They've obviously done something wrong. Maybe not necessary, but necessarily. Patient, deceitful, envious, cruel, and zealous. Ooh, 25 diplomacy. The hell is this woman? Zealous, kind, diligent, trusting, charitable, great eminence. She's Basque. She's got not a deceitful bone in her body. She could definitely chew the... We're looking for a companion, somebody to chew the fat with, you know. She seems like she could hold her own in a conversation. She would be a very good stepmother to our children. And she's zealous. She's pretty good. Where is she? How on earth we would know about her in the middle of Spain, I have no clue. We have no ties to Spain, which is my only downside to this. I don't like doing this, really. Do we have any Spanish people in court? Hey-ho. I'm sure somewhere, somehow, this woman's portrait has cropped up, maybe. Word on the grapevine is a strong thing. Powerful thing. Randomly. Roman's a... Yes! Roman popped in for a second. An alternate reality. You just might want to check down in the Basque region. Does she look good? Just doesn't matter, of course. Her husband died. Oh, her husband died 10 years ago. She hasn't remarried. Oh my, this is like fate. A widow and a widower. The meeting of the minds. Is it possible? Unlikely to have children. It's a celibate thing, isn't it? It's a celibate thing, right? Is that her saying no? Or is that him saying no? Because if we invite her to our court, maybe she wouldn't have a choice. She will come to our court. We'll trap her somehow. We'll trap you, love. We'll trap you, not a problem. How evil. Oh dear. Oh, come forth. Blanca's arrived at our court. Was it Blanca? Street Fighter character, right? Blanca? Blanca. I could just picture her as a big green thing with hair. Electrocuting things. Right, she's got to marry us now. She's got no choice. She's in our court. She's got no choice. We'll lose prestige again for marrying a low-born character. Yeah, Electric Beast, yeah. Blanca. Oh, goodness me. This, again, it feels right. I know she's... Oh, yeah, she's not bothered about that. As you will see from the relationship. Look at that. The marriage goes ahead as planned. Quietly. Quietly the marriage goes ahead. No big ceremony. And look at that. Celibacy, you say? Not a problem. She don't want any more kids. She's never had any kids. She's just happy for the companionship like we are. She's happy to have an intelligent conversation with somebody. And hopefully, I'm hoping that she'll be able to... I'm hoping that she'll be able to... Wow, he's gathering that devotion so fast. You did teach her, right? Yeah. Bloody hell, is that bloody grease lightning? I'm hoping that she can help us to become... Oh, that wasn't a high enough stewardship bonus. Oh. We're suffering penalties, right? I think we suffer penalties. Due to domain size, we're going to have to suffer the penalties, I'm afraid. We're going to have to suffer the penalties. Yes! Yes! Look at that! What did I tell you, people? Within seconds, I said, hopefully, she'll be able to help us with our drunk situation. Within weeks. I smell drink on you. What is happening? Are you drinking? I'm drinking too much. Got his tongue all twisted. Go and do penance. Penance? Yes, miss. And pray. Hail Mary and all that. And come back to me when you... yes? Go. It's a miracle! Oh my god! Blanca, we love you! No longer drunk! Can we do penance? Oh, yeah. Gotta keep it realistic. Gotta keep it realistic. Doing penance. Oh, we've got... yes! Look at that! We've got the domain size back. Doing penance. Gotta do penance. We're not swaying anybody, right? We're completely and utterly... and with our wife giving us that eye, we wouldn't dare put a foot wrong. I think he's met his match, old Johann. I think he's met his match. Somebody who can keep him in check. Right, why have we lost a commander? We'll have one commander for now. Our army isn't exactly huge, is it? Aethelstan the Old. That's nice, isn't it? Of all the things you could say about the man, you know. Ousting the Vikings, first king of England. What's his moniker after all of that? I mean, his grandfather was Duke Alfred the Great. Oh, he's the old. Decrepit. The decrepit king. How very nice. But there is a moniker for wise, isn't there? that guy that's got higher learning than us is called the Wise. Yeah. Ooh! Look who's on top of the shop! We're the cleverest man in the world! Whoever it was probably dead now. He's dead, he's gone, or maybe he's become stupid, who cares? We are now officially, this guy's, he's 31, 30, he's just rounded up, he's 30.9, we're 31. I mean, we're much better, obviously. Am I such a zealous? Oh no! Oh, we're not the cleverest person! Damn a blast! Oh no, you couldn't let me have it, could you? You couldn't let me have it! He's still here. Oh. Anyway, the point was, he's called the Wise, so there is the Wise out there. Oh no, they're not being kind to him, they're calling him old. Right, figure it out on my own. Yeah. Asking for help. Or should we ask the bishop? What would we do? Last time we went our own path. We went our own way. No, I think we go on our own path again. We are here particularly because we need to repent for our drunkenness, and we must battle through. And we've seen the light. We've seen the light. We've seen it all. A revelation. The wisdom of... I've never had a character with this much piety. Ever. Ever. Never. I cannot have had a character with this much piety. It's just not possible. My wish to become a better Catholic has led me to the rule of St. Augustine. On this holy path I have discovered the value of being true to myself as well to others. Once I would lie to hide my sin and shame, as in, are you drinking? No. You lie. Go. And now, we will not do that again. We have had our hands slapped. We shall learn. Praise be to God. We are now an honest man. Measles is coming. I think we can probably shut our gates, right? How come we can't shut our gates? Hold a feast, summer fair, bring Jewish merchants, search for a smith. Invite holy elder, rejoin the world, no. Renounce vow of celibacy. Is there any penalty to that? I don't think there's a penalty, but we don't need kids. We don't want kids, so it's fine. How come we can't shut our gates, people? It's not close enough yet. We will get a message to close our gates if it strays too close to us, right? Ingredients, what? Eastman of Chester. Oh, he's got some brimstone. And silver. Where's he getting all these treasures? We don't want treasures. We don't covet treasure. We don't covet riches. I know we've got a bit of money, but we don't covet it. It's just accumulating. Bountiful well of wisdom is the Bible. We have uncovered new meanings once again. God has shown us the way. Okay, we'll get an important decision. No problem. No problem at all. I would hate to be struck down by measles after all this. I'd feel robbed. I mean, it's never nice losing a character, but most of the characters we've lost in any of my playthroughs, any of the sort of memorable characters have tended to live long lives. I can't remember having a character that we were building up and got cut down short. If he dies now, I would feel really perturbed. Really would. I'd be quite angry. But what must be, must be. We're supposed to be looking through the realm. I feel like we may be missing things, so I'm just going to have a sweep through, check out who's having kids, because we do actually have another betrothal we could make here with our little Senred. And why are we? Who's lacking an education focus? Johann is lacking an education focus. Is that so? Is that so? Right. Wow. Learning education not good for him. Intriguing education, perfect. A scheming so-and-so. He's excelling in stewardship. There's nothing wrong with rulership. There's nothing wrong with rulership. He is going to be the heir, and learning how to rule is just as important as learning how to be a devout Christian, a good ruler, and all that. I think perhaps stewardship education. And then when he gets of age, it will be up to him what he does going forward from there. We will continue to teach him virtues. I don't think it's the worst. What does that say? Studies on bookkeeping and administration. Brooding. What's that? Brooding and playful. I'm kind of tempted to try it to see how catastrophic a failure it would be. But if we're trying to bring our son up optimally, teach him the ways, be the best of his ability, if he's showing signs of aptitude of rulership, then we should nurture that. We should nurture that. So we'll nurture the rulership side, whilst teaching him the virtues, and together, combine both together, and hopefully we'll have a winner. Right. Agatha, you can learn. Anyway, something happened. We need to do something. Someone's died. Oh, hellfire. Oh! Oh, we lost our slow bishop. Natural death at age 50. Mr. Slow, right. Yeah, try faith with her. I wonder if she can. Wonder if we can send. Oh, she's going to get married, isn't she? Yeah, be a good Christian wife to your husband. Okay, so this is where we need to be careful. Oh. So, Aidsiger. Okay, so our spy master who has been really boosting our technology has inherited the title, which means we have a spare spot on our council because he's already on the council. So that kind of limits the number of councillors we need from our vassals. So we can actually hire a decent steward. 13. It's the best we've got. Let's just see if there's anybody in the realm that's suitable. That might cut it. Stewardship. Ooh. Leicester. Temperate, diligent, ambitious. 17. 12. Ooh. Just a bit craven, but he's not he's not going to be a warrior. He's just a steward. Just, honest. Oh, he's stressed. Do we wish to pile misery on him? Probably not. Well, he's not landed, is he? And a bit of ambition in a steward is not a bad thing. I think it's a sound investment. I think it's a sound investment. And they're doing prayers. Yes, very good. We're continuing our penance. It's about time we had. Actually, I think the current steward was trying to convert the culture rather than gathering taxes, but the culture is still mixed. It's still down as Norse. Hang fire. What's going on? Corin, thank you for joining us this evening. Good night. Permit me to remind you of your obligations and duties. To form a conspiratorial faction would be in direct violation of these. I must ask for your promise never to do so. Okay. I thought it was talking to us as if we were in a faction. I'm thinking, you're a bit confused, mate. We're not in a faction. Oh, his opinion's gone right down because we've lost the boost from this chappie. We've lost his little boosting. We might do a bit of, I think we might start swaying again. Hang on. After we've reached a conclusion of penance. So this is just, I am assuming, preventing us from joining a faction, or he has our word anyway. We wouldn't join a faction against him anyway. Why would we do that? Mission complete. Extra devotion. Look at that. Oh my god. Duke of Lancaster's dead? Goodness me. What is happening? So he's dead. Who's coming to power? Duke Abald. Let's have a look at this man. Ambitious, proud, trusting, envious, erudite, and an amateurish plotter. I don't think we have to worry about our neighbours. I think we're fine. Very good. So, oh! Oh, whoa, wait a second. Didn't we, yeah, I'm gonna say, didn't we just bloody, give him some money to come to our court? We didn't invite him to court. Oh, and we've become chaste. Well, naturally, we're bloody celibate, so of course we're chaste. Goes without saying. Pal. We'll rifle through those messages. Blessings I come forth with, and as you do so, I appoint you my steward. Enjoy. Look at that. And now you can administer the realm. Is that what you're doing? Increase culture conversion chance and prosperity. Yeah, do that for a while. We're not desperate for money. And so we continue on. So look at our devotion. 1,153. I'm thinking, yeah, it's time to get promoted. The two people that really matter the most, our son, eldest son, and our soon-to-be daughter-in-law, if all goes well. We have taught them both a virtue. I think it's probably still too soon for our son. So we could teach our youngest son, but there's still time for him. He's only, what, 3? So there's still time. So we'll conserve our devotion and see if we can get that promotion. Right, in the meantime, we have become regent. Why? I think perhaps he was doing penance or something. He's still theology focused after all. I think maybe we'd convinced him to do penance. We're going to sway him as well. Lots of Duke Abald messages because he's just come into power. Okay, so let's just have a quick... Bishopric of Beverley. Needs a successor. Do we have anybody suitable in our ranks to be a Suitable candidate. He's ambitious. Oh, look at that! Senfus is infirm! Oh, no! Oh! Well... I didn't mean to do that, but hey-ho. We'll roll with it. He's not got long left, bless him, he's infirm. Affectionate child. Seems to be going well. Goodness me, he's got to be the... Would it be Okay, I don't know. Would you suffer a penalty for taking him away? I don't think so. I don't think you would. I don't think so. So, because he would be replacing the spy master, he's a spy master. It would be ideal to have another high intrigue character. If there's any suitable, which I don't think there is. Right, we'll forget that for now. It's not an urgency. What we'll do is we'll just have a quick look around all the dukes of the land. So this is the Duke of Lothian. And Northumberland. So he's got two, right? He's got okay, 3 kids. She's married. So we're just going to keep an eye out, tentatively keep an eye out for a potential betrothal for our youngest son. So if you see anybody suitable, just shout out. Oops, a daisy. Right. So that's him. Okay, very good. He's what's he? Who is he? He is also he's the Chancellor of England. So he's a double duke and the Chancellor. Quite a powerful man. Old Sabert. And the heir is his oldest son. Okay, Duke Adrian, we know about you. Your brother is the king, you're the heir, according to the vote. You've now got 2 sons. Oh, still a bastard? Still not being legitimised. But Eastmond, a legitimate son. Oh, very good. Perhaps he's learning. And he's not bad actually, trait-wise. We've been teaching him, of course. So we are we're quite happy there. So this is young Eadbald of Lancaster. Ooh, he's got 1 child, age 5, just come into power. Who was the same portrait? Ooh. With kids. Duke Frithriff of Mercia, son of the former drunkard Aelstan, who we know about. Lots of brothers, could cause a problem. Regent is not too shabby, okay. That's fine. We know about, of course, little Aelfgith, 11 years young. Betrothed to my Johann. Plan coming together there nicely. How about you? You still there? How about you? You still... Oh! We seem to be rid of 1 cynic. Only 1 left. Only 1 cynic left. Unless you're cynical. No, he's zealous. Look at that. Look at that. I think our influence is having an effect. Who appointed? I mean, she's 11 now. She's not stupid. She's probably old enough to know her own mind. If she's clever enough, she's not old enough to know her own mind. And when that Duchess previous here died and relinquished 2 of her titles, she came into power of these 2, and she had to divvy one up. Maybe a little bit of a word in the shell from the, bit of the teachings that we've been handing down, maybe stuck in there, and she thought, oh, better give this to a pious man. Maybe, who knows? But it looks like the situation in East Anglia is turning around quite nicely. Just need him to be rid of, and then everything will be fine down there. In fact, everything will be hunky-dory. Marvellous, in fact. Heir of Huis. Couldn't find a pronunciation of that. Apparently there's no official pronunciation of this word, according to the sources I read. He's got 1 son who's just been born, and he's a master schemer, chaste, cruel, just. He's not a bad man, not a bad man. He seems all right. Duchess, we know there's a Duchess down here. How did we manage it? How did we manage it? Shall I tell you how we managed it? I present Exhibit A. That's how we managed it. They were dealing with this man. I mean, look at him. He's got 5 virtues. Honesty. Who was going to say no to this man? A man with his brain could run rings round many a people in this realm. Convince them that whatever he's telling them to do is for the greater good, and they just sit there and when he bamboozles them with long words that he's learned from many a scripture, and they're just like, yeah, I agree, yeah. It is a mighty shame that he is still an earl. I really want him to be a duke, but there's nothing happening. I'm struggling to think of an opportunity for him to become a duke. Unless I can't see it. We're laying the foundations for future generations to become dukes. But for him to become a duke, the only way I can think it's going to happen is if either something really... through the Pope somehow, I don't know. If some duke across the land turns to be like really heretical, then maybe. Because even if somebody was to besmirch him really badly, other leaders might just turn around and say, you know what? I'm gonna take your lands from you. Yes-ex style. Just boom, chop them down, take them all their lands. I'll teach them. He's all above revenge. We shall not revenge on people. No, we're not up for petty revenge. We'll get them back in other ways. We'll justice will serve, will prevail. But yeah, Louis Love. The reason why I didn't revisit it is because it was just like a massive no. No, matrilineal only. No, as you would expect. But whatever reason, it was like yes. Johann stepped through the doors, and it was like. She was old enough to make her own decision. Yeah, this man's... I like this guy, yeah. So, Duchess Effrey of Somerset, she's out of bounds. Because she's a hedonist and she's lustful, and any of her children, we cannot be certain that they are legitimate. She sleeps around. The rumours, we hear the rumours. Even if we wanted to marry into this family, it would just... No. It's just not a possibility. But as you can see, she's got a lot of kids. And she's likes a bit of a carouse as well. She is like the typical no go at all. In fact, if she was a man, there could be a few choice words being whispered into the king's ear about her suitability to rule. Must be said. But anyway, or maybe it's because she's a woman it's worse. I don't know. Is it back in them times, it was expected of men, right? I'm not so sure. Conan the Cruel of Cornwall. I just love this guy's name. I think I'm going to name... Oh, we're not going to have a third child, are we? Because we're celibate. But if we were to have another child, I think I'm going to name him Conan. I quite like that name. But he's got 3 kids, distinctly different looking. Bladecombe Mab Conan. He's a 1 county duke. Go figure. And here we are. And then we have little Aefrith of Kent, who's just come into power because his dad died comatose in bed, and he's got a couple of sisters. He does, doesn't he? Look at that. Trusting, gregarious, and all that traits. If he had any daughters, they could be prime candidates for marriage, in fact. But I mean, this kiddie here, his regent, seems reasonable. Got a bit of a cough. Ooh. Maybe wants to keep a distance. Tuberculosis is coming. Oh, she's weak. It's probably not good. Youngest child? Probably not good. Does the king have any daughters? You have any daughters? No. It's a shame. So within England, I think we're struggling. Have you got a sister? No. So we're struggling to find a suitor for my for my youngest son within the realm. At some point, we may wish to marry abroad. And I think somebody mentioned, it was Diana who mentioned Scotland earlier. I can't see why I would want to marry into Scotland. I mean, look at these people. They look rather barbaric. I mean, I know they're feudal and Catholic at the moment, but they look a harsh people, man. It's very strange. It'll take some getting used to. Right. Another year dawns. We continue now on 2 speed just to have a breather. It's been a lot of activity. we were looking for a replacement for let's go through the tabs actually. Let's go through our own tabs here. Quite happy. Devotion 1200. Promotion. I think that's that's looking pretty nice. Do we wish to That's a good point. Is there any Let's go to the Pope for a second. What the hell's happened to him? Is he fallen in a bloody puddle? You got dirt on your face, pal. What the hell is going on? What? I mean, the holy... Okay, we shouldn't be mocking this guy. But really... perhaps he's done a very, very, very long penance and not taken a bath. You know how Johann starved himself? Perhaps he's just decided that I like my food, so I'm going to eat, but I'm just not going to wash. I do not know. We're still malnourished. Does that ever go? You'd think after, after a few years the man would start eating. We've got bags under our eyes, for God's sake. Good evening, Thomas. I'm kind of like, what can we do religious-wise? We've got a Pope that loves us. He's muddy. He's been soiled in mud, dirt, and other less favourable slush. How? Why? I mean, I don't think anybody would have dared place their hands upon him and push him in the mud, really. Right, I see. Interesting. So he's a theologian, patient, zealous, deceitful and gregarious. So he's a decent pope. The heir, the next pope, is Cardinal Sergio, who absolutely loves us as well. So we're going to be in the Pope's good graces no matter what happens here. Bow 69. It actually makes sense. If he's a zealous, pious man, and he's also diligent, we've all been there. When if you've been at work or you've been at school or whatever, university, and you've got a lot to do, and you just dive headfirst into it, the last thing you actually think, and I love my food, the last thing I think of is eating. I could go an entire shift or entire day without any food if I'm really busy and not bat an eye, because you're distracted. So as a man that's diligent and pious, it actually makes sense that he's malnourished. He just doesn't eat. Just too busy with other things. So anyway, the reason why I'm checking this guy out is because I'm going to see... I can try throwing a feast. Remind me in November to throw a feast, because I'll forget, I always do. So, requesting excommunications, requesting divorces, invasions. As an Earl, I don't know how that works. Because, like, requesting, say an invasion, for instance, there's a few people on his list that he would be happy to see invaded. But as an Earl, would it be only us invading them, or would we get the backing of other Catholic rulers, joining the bandwagon like a crusade, for instance? Because we could, like, start the ball rolling. If we saw a particular king who was, like, completely not appropriate, we could possibly... You wouldn't get any backing. So it's us versus them, really? And you can only request an invasion against, like, bigger realms than you. That would be very difficult to press against a king then, would it not? We do have a Duke of Bohemia. In a strange twist, we have a Duke of Bohemia, a premisely Duke of Bohemia who we could invade. Oh dear. Right, so we're not doing that then anytime soon. What we could do is we could have a look at all Christian rulers, and if there are any that are not fitting, could request an excommunication. That might get a bit of action. Not from us directly, but, you know, having somebody excommunicated, it might prompt a couple of wars here and there, shake things up. Oh, yeah, there's Richard. We can't go against kids. Let me just have a... Oh, look at this. He's got a right face, hasn't he? Look at him. He's got a fever. He's got a hair lip. Oh, I routinely mock the infirm, the afflicted, the disabled. I just mock them, you know. But no morals. Yeah, okay, he's got a hair lip. So what's up with this guy? No, nothing really too shabby there. He's slow. So we've got Navarra, Leon, Galicia. There's 3 Navarras. Why are there 3 Navarras? It's just all one Navarra. It's just the way that the text is being displayed, I think, when you zoom out. He's got lover's pox, crowned by a bishop, slow, zealous. Okay, he's fine. So as you'll notice, it's not West Francia anymore, as it was at the start of the session. It's now France. So that's changed. I'm assuming the new ruler's coming then, maybe? No? King Hughes, the Great of France. Oh, is it independent? Oh, so it is. What a strange setup. So Navarra is that, and that's like fragmented away. Oh, interesting. So France has been... France is now France and not West Francia. Something must have happened there. Master schemer, ambitious, cynical. So request an excommunication. Wow, the Pope's well up for that. Earl Johann is zealous, he's chaste, he's temperate, he's charitable. This man knows what he's talking about. And if he says that king should be excommunicated, says the Pope in his best Yorkshire accent, then I accept his recommendation. Because if he knows best, he's the most clever man in the world. I don't care about that Muslim guy from way over there. Don't care about... He's a myth. To request excommunication, it'd have to be... They'd have to really be really bad. And just being slightly cynical, it doesn't seem quite so harsh enough. If his kids were like... Oh, cynical with a bastard child... Master seducer sleeps around like wildfire. Seduction focus. It's racking up. It's racking up there. Just one more bastard child, and we'd be wetting ourselves with. Okay, with glee. Oh, 3 bastard children. Master seducer, cynical, right on our border. This man is an abomination. He is abomination. Personified. And he's homosexual. Where does it say that? It doesn't say that, does it? It doesn't say that. Have you seen that somewhere else? I don't. He doesn't. It's, the child was the great. Big ambitions as a cat. I'm not personally declaring war on this man. I am merely giving my Pope, head of service, head of the flipping faith, guidance. For I see trouble here brewing. This man has pulled the wool over many people's eyes for long enough. The great, they call him. What is great about spreading your seed in all and sundry? Out of wedlock. What is so great about spreading cynicism amongst your people, flagrantly and openly, as if you can't be touched? Tell me, what is great about that? Oh no. I have it on good authority that this man needs to be removed from his position. And the best way to do it, he's excommunicated already. That's him sorted. Just in case there are any more worthy candidates, he's cynical. Fine, but that's his only crime. Compared to this man, I've seen enough. And the Italian king surely cannot have any blemishes so close to the papacy. That would be a complete and utter disgrace. And this guy, baptized by a Prince Bishop Pons, a Ponzi Prince Bishop, sympathiser. He used to be pagan, didn't he? He was the guy that converted. Okay. Right, okay, it needs to be done. We've sat down, we've been doing penance, we've been, doing other stuff. We're not gonna, it's unlikely we're gonna get to see any action, in terms of our own, getting a duke title. But we're gonna do all we can to continue to ensure that the Catholic realm prospers. Not just within England, but now we're spreading our outlook a little bit further afield. And no matter what playthrough, this is a playthrough where we are typically doing against the norm. We are completely against the norm in terms of that we are going Catholic. So one thing that we are not going against the norm is we're going to end up in war with France. Might as well keep some things to type. So here we go. I think this man needs to learn a lesson. And if he wants to come back into the Catholic's good graces, he needs to renounce his ways and repent for a long time. This is not going to hurt me, is it? It's going to cost me some piety. It's going to be an insult to his relatives. What are they going to do? I'm not the King of England. They're going to come and raid my little lands? No, they're not. So, yes. He needs to be excommunicated. An abomination, that man is. Abomination. The king's hiding behind me. He's like, don't look at me. He's the holy one of this land. If he says it's right, it's got to be right. Here comes the Pope with all mud on his face. Blessings upon your house, scholar. Learned scholar, Johann. Exactly. Learned, coming from the Pope's lips. The vile excesses of King Hughes can no longer be tolerated. I, too, have heard these rumours, after you have confirmed them to me. And we agree that he should be denied communion, and he should be excommunicated henceforth for his treachery. May God have mercy on his soul. And so, after a little bit of wagging of tongue from Earl Johann, King Hughes is excommunicated. It's rather unfortunate for him. I wonder, it's probably not going to sway his vassals too much. But we don't care if he loses his seat or not. He's excommunicated now. Cast aside. What he chooses to do with himself from here on in is not a concern of the Catholic faith. Oh, you've missed a fair bit. You've missed a fair bit. There's been some shenanigans, I'll tell you that. Our wife has died. We betrothed our son to a duchess. That was quite the trick. We've had another child. We're now celibate. We became a drunkard. Then Blanca from Street Fighter turned up, kicked his backside and forced him out of drunkenness. And here we are, excommunicated. Look at this! Look at this! Not only has Earl Johann gone whispering into the ear of the Pope, but when the Pope has given his blessing, he's come back to England, because obviously we went down in person. He's come back to England via Middlesex and just said to King Aethelstan, by the way, my liege, by the way, your grace, sorry to give you the wrong title, word has it that the neighbour down south is a man of debauchery and sin, and I have it on good authority that he's excommunicated just recently. So feel free to attack without fear. Teach this man a lesson. They call you the Old, do they not? The besmirchment probably come from that man's lips. Let's teach him a lesson, shall we? For the good of Christendom. And down south we go to war. Or hell. You see, you do not have to be in charge of a mighty kingdom to weave your intricate webs. You can do it from the safety of your little castle in Leeds. Popes bending to your will, kings bending to your whisperings. A pious man that has the whole of the Catholic world, a bit of exaggeration, but if you consider the Pope the whole of the Catholic world, he carries the voice of the whole of the Catholic world. Like puppets on a string. Let's just continue to wake up our brothers, no problem. Let's keep a close eye on this man. We can see it down here, in fact. I sincerely hope we win. Think about your penance. What do you mean, penance? I've done nothing wrong recently. In fact, I've done very well. You should be very proud of me. I have ousted a man of ill repute. A man in a high position of power is about to be brought to task by our most noble ruler, who dons the helmet himself. Not a man to stand idly by in his castle while his men throw them forth against the battlements in the name of the Catholic faith. No, he will join them. A true king. Right. Very good. How do we offer to join the war? Offer to join the war? Are you ludicrous? Are you crazy? We just weave the webs. Have our men throw themselves against walls? How many men does he have? Only 5,000. We have like what? 1,300? That could make a big difference in this war. Hang fire just a second. Oh. Oh. Maybe we should. I mean, maybe we should. Are we doing penance? No, we're not doing... We can get rid of malnourished, maybe doing penance. Right, okay. Attach our army to the king's. Oh. I almost feel duty bound, sir. We've started this. We are a martial man. Are we a man to set the wheels in motion and then sit ourselves back and watch as other people do the task? We're diligent. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. Who are you? Yes, that's fine. I need to contemplate what I'm doing here. This is vital. Right, we're going. We need to go. We need to go. It makes the... we could not sit here and watch idly by whilst the king raises his banners. No. We raise with him. Brothers in arms. Good night, Ollie. So let's just bump it down. Oh, it's only at 2 speed. I just want to make sure that we don't manoeuvre into mires here. Now we do have boats, do we not? Please tell me we have boats. Right, let's just get the army ready. So Johann. Senfus is infirm. I mean, sending an infirm individual doesn't seem like the ideal thing. Senfus has to stay at home. No, one man. Right, so do we have boats? We'd have to hire ships. One ship. And the king has left us. He sailed across. We have no boats. Isn't that a way to like hire just boats? I can remember them being very expensive. No. I think one boat can take 100 people. Oh, that sucks. Raise vassal fleets. Too big. So how do you build a port? What does port do? Tax income. But where is the king? He's moved. There's one army here. Army of Aidment. 2,000 men. Okay, let's see if we can join there. Let's have a quick shufty up here. He's like stood there. Oh! Uhtred was appointed commander by King Aethelstan the Old. My physician is a commander of England. Right, well we can attach. But, ooh, what's this? Oh, France are coming across the waters. Where's the king's army? Oh dear. Castle shipyard. Oh, where are you going? I thought I was attached. Oh, this has gone very well, doesn't it? Our intentions were there. We had noble intentions, people. Oh, here come more men. Is that more men? Oh. It's going to be one of those situations, isn't it, where they're besieging some of this, we're besieging some of that. Stalemate. Oh, I know what happened. We didn't join the war. Oh, I've just seen the message. We didn't join the war. That's why we couldn't attach properly. Oh, bloody hell. Now the question is, do we join it now? But now it's probably a bit late. If the English army come back to fight, then we'll raise the troops. We're going to have to disband for now. We're wasting money. We can't get across, and we can't beat back the French here. So we'll just sit and wait for now. Goodness me. What's it called? What was it called? Unready. My zeal and religious beliefs have led me to become more respected and given me more prestige. Of course it has. So it's an excommunication war. So what's the spoils? Do we know what the spoil is? English-French excommunication war. What happens if we win? Is it just an embarrassment to them? Do we actually gain anything? Does it tell you what the spoils are? Excommunicated ruler. Do we depose him and another ruler gets put on the throne? That seems the most likely outcome. Deposing him possibly. The heavens briefly lit up and the ground shook as the rock from the sky crashed into the castle gardens. I sent my men to investigate and they came back with a lump of curious metal we have not seen before. A sign. A gift from God. Oh, we could forge a weapon. Which makes no sense. It's obviously a sign. Given everything that's happened, it's obviously a sign. The excommunication, the king going to war, all of the stars are aligning here. And now, something strange lands in the castle gardens. Obviously, it's a gift from God. Who needs weapons? Us at a time like this, we're fighting a war, for God's sake. The sword of the Lord. If you make a sword, can you name your sword? Okay, so yes, it's basically giving up the throne. Oh, I want to win this war. I don't think we're going to win it, but I really want to win this war. He's getting whittled down. Let's see if I don't know how much he's going to get whittled down by, but if we can just hang fire, people, hang fire once again. I mean, ultimately, if we can get whittled down a little bit further, I don't think he will get whittled down that much, but we've got a bit of coin here. We've got a bit of coin. We could go to Jewish moneylenders. They're sinners. Lending from them is not great, but it's for the good of deposing an excommunicated ruler. We could hire some pretty decent mercenaries. Maybe not that much money. Maybe like for a 225. Taking us up to about 3,500? 3,400 maybe. 3,004. Oh, it would still be close. Let's just get our marshal training troops here. We need that levy increasing, just in case we're called into action. The Pope won't pay. The Pope should pay, shouldn't he? We're just gonna have to keep an eye. If only you could like convince the king to come back to England with all his men. We'd team up with him with some mercenaries. We'd have a force of about 8,000 men. We'd smash him. Is there a way to command him to do that? We'd smash him. We should write a letter to Duke Adrian to try to convince him of our good intention. I will charm him with my elegant writing. No. A friendship between us will indeed benefit the realms. Of course it will. Future king, your chancellor, your advisor, in all things religious and otherwise, of course it will flourish. He's in absolute agreement. Of course he is. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Right in the middle of a disease as well. Not the best time to be besieging the place, is it? Devotion increasing all the time. If you're the primary participant, you can set ally-enemy focuses. Oh, man. Oh, I just want to smash him. I just want to smash him. We've not seen proper action as in like a proper war. This is a justified war. A chance for us to get our hands dirty. We screwed up with the bloody joining the war situation. He's still whittling. And he's got to do a lot of whittling to take our lands. It's going to be a lot of stalemate here. If we smash this army, that's a massive chunk of war score. France. Is France at war with anyone else? King Harald the Bluetooth in Danish prepared invasion of Lotharingia. Who? You? No. You. Yeah. He's at war with Denmark as well, apparently. What's the war score there? King Harold is winning that one. This is just simply one-on-one action. One-on-one. The only benefit is England are besieging 2 places at a time. He's only besieging 1, so the war score should swing into England's favour. Very slowly. But time is on our side. Maybe. Possibly. Oops, we're not moving. We're not moving the time. Come on, move the time. Let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see what's going to happen. We're just biding our time just to wait for the right opportunity to smash this army. Where do you come from? I would like to end the session on a final promotion. It's unlikely that we're going to end the session with a victory here. What's going on here? Who are they fighting? Ooh, 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 ooh. Nope, they're just walking on by. Capital is worth more war score. Oh man. Come on, England. Come on, King Aethelstan. Come on. Oh, look at him. Look at him in his regalia. What a glorious sight. What a glorious sight. Leading troops in Evro. Oh, this could be a good one. This could be a nice little chunk here. Oh, Oh, he's losing! Oh no! Reinforced! 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 Shut up! I'm in seclusion, it's fine. Massive recruitment drive. Ooh, that's nice. How much? Oh, we've lost a lot of men because of the flipping seclusion. Of all times. Did we win that? What happened? Didn't get a lot of war score. Maybe that wasn't... Maybe that wasn't a full-blown French army. Why have we lost army? Why have we lost troops? Where's my troops gone? Vanished. Vermoosed. What's going on? They've rebolstered. Ooh. Oh, right. We were going for construction, weren't we? Yes, we were. You might have levied some of your troops. Really? But nobody seemed to have moved. Oh, it's gone back up again now. I think it might have been to do with the bloody... Do you reckon it was to do with the stewardship going down? Hello. Oh, thank you, Katie. Right. Oh, wait a second. Are they going back? Who's this? 242. Oh, he's going back to... Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Oh dear. I think they're in trouble. Oh, a child has died. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, I think poor old King Aethelstan is in trouble. Oh dear. Where is Johann in this war? Johann is tucked up in bed. He can't do anything. Nowhere to be seen. Indeed. Indeed. Looks like... is he... Is in seclusion? Well, he's in seclusion. He's in seclusion. What kind of king are you? Secluding yourself. What's our king? March to the field of battle. What an embarrassment. But we're in trouble. A group of robbers have been brought before me. Pay a merciment. And Leeds is prospering. We could take back Middlesex. It would help us, but I mean, how much is it going to help us? This man's got army size several thousand. England's army has just been smashed into the ground. Beaten. Beaten. Beaten and bloody. Right. We're going to pause it. Now. Oh, look at that. Oh no. Duke Conan. Our good old Conan buddy. He's been imprisoned. What have we done? What have we done? Defender of the realm. Why didn't anybody else join? Yeah, exactly. It's an excommunication war. Brittany could have joined in. You know, what about you down here, chappie, neighbour down south? Too busy attacking other people. Dear, dear, dear. Well, we were there in spirit, people. We were there in spirit, which is the main thing. You know, we were. This is not the right time. You see, he's still excommunicated. I'm assuming he will still be excommunicated, even if he gains victory. It just simply means that his time is not yet now, and there will be a reason for that. There will be a. God works in mysterious ways, as they say. And this old king, perhaps it was a sign. Don't want to be too critical, but maybe it was a sign. Maybe he is past it. But the way we're going to end the session, we're not going to end on a sour note, that our lovely Kingdom of England is coming off the worse for wear in a war against France. No, we will not end on that sour note. We will end on a positive note with Earl Johann, who was a bit busy to be joining in wars that he started, technically. And so he's going to rank up in the society. We can't end it there because we're going to have to tick it over to see if we get accepted for the rank up, for the level up. Let's see what happens. So we're now trying to write our leisure poem. Of course, as a poet, this should be no problem. About his deeds, about his realm. It's got to be about his deeds. He's ambitious, right? He's an ambitious man, so he wants to hear about his deeds. How he conquered Yordale. Oh, it's not a bard, it's a poem. But yeah, he conquered Yordale and the end. He's done other things. Oh, he's stressed. Oh dear. Oh, he's got 3 children now. Another one. A giant. Oh, holy cow. A giant. So you don't see that too often. A giant son. There you go. Come on, give me a promotion. Come on, I've done penance and everything. I've started a war. Okay, he kind of likes the poem a little bit. He's not raving about it. And so we rank up to Conversus. We are the top echelon of the society. How marvellous. Let's just take a quick look. So now, if we look at the list, we are Conversus. In fact, we have the highest member score. So let's have a look at this one. The leader of the society is responsible for its integrity and also often manages members of the lower ranks. The leader regulates promotion between ranks, handles membership applications, and hands out tasks to lower ranking members. In certain cases, there can exist more than one leader, in which case the most senior one is shown above. So there seems to be 2 leaders here, because there's 2 things. The next heir is Hubert. Why is it you? You are 2 steps from being Conversus. No, we're not. We are already Conversus. So what happens now? What happens now in terms of... We now reach the highest rank. How do we... Oh, member scores. Oh! 1034 is a priest, has a trait monk, diligent, temperate, kind, patient. Ah. So what do I have then, member score wise? Just a load of trait. It's the priest trait that gets it, isn't it? It's the priest trait. Well, we're never going to be a priest, are we? Oh, court chaplain. So if we became, say, court chaplain of our liege's court or court chaplain of England, then that would give us a right old boost. Well, blow me down. And then there's somebody here with 718. Again, priest and monk. The trait monk as well. That's quite a big one. He's got both, hasn't he? He's got priest and monk. Okay. Combination of the two. Combination of the two by the looks of it. So, okay, that's fine. With a top rank. Now we just got to work on becoming a chaplain by the looks of it. Well, not a problem. We'll do what... Court chaplain doesn't equal priest. Are you sure? Because this other guy down here... Let me see here. Let me just get my bearings here for a second. Let me get my bearings. Oh, come on. There's a guy here. So this guy here, he is 718. So he is... oh, priest and monk as well. Okay. But he's court chaplain as well. He's a priest. He's bishop. I think court chaplain. I think it does. I'm thinking it does. It's not just the monk trait because he's not a monk. He is a bishop. I'm trying to find. See, he's a monk, but he's not court chaplain. He's a monk, but he's not a priest. Sorry. He's a priest, but not a monk. Is he a court chaplain? Yes, he is. I think court chaplain is the priest bonus. I think it is. I think so. So to finish off, we'll have a quick look at our children. So we have Johann, 14. Bishop Vitek is a chancellor and a priest. Yes, but he's a bishop. So I'm assuming it must be bishops, as in rulers of bishoprics, and court chaplains. I think it's both. I think it's one or the other. I shall wiki it. I'm sure it shall tell us. Johann, 14, studying in stewardship. I think we're probably in time to give him some virtues. Still not yet, actually. Still quite a while. Betrothed to the Duchess of East Anglia, of course. They're both a similar age. Oh, she's gluttonous. Oh dear. So we can actually give her spiritual guidance to remove that gluttonous trait. When we get a bit more devotion, because she cannot be a glutton. It's not very becoming of a lady. Oh, look at that. Yes, gregarious he has become. So he's coming along very nicely. So this is where we're keeping our attention at the moment. This could blossom into something quite nice for our future in terms of the family. There's a whole duchy waiting for us in future generations. A nice little masterstroke by good old Johann there, with some advice from his council members, of course. Our daughter is betrothed to the prince, the son of the current king. How's he coming along? He's timid, baptised, he's haughty, looking alright. King has returned from his war, a bruised and battered man. She's coming along, she's alright. Idolizer, 7. Not giving her any spiritual guidance, but she'll be fine. And then young Senrad. age 5. We're still waiting to betroth him to somebody. I'm sure we'll find a suitable candidate without too much trouble. One will probably just fall into our lap, like she did. Right, so there you go. I'm going to call a close to the session here. A few things to tidy up before I go on my travels tomorrow. So the next session of this will be probably Thursday, maybe. I don't think I'm going to have time to do anything on Wednesday, so it'll be Thursday. Normal video. Next stream will be on the weekend, Saturday. Darkest Dungeon. I'll hopefully get a video up tomorrow of what's its face? What's it called? You know what it's called. Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium. That's the one. That's the ticket. But yes, a rather fruitful session. I think we've got quite a lot done. Quite a little few twists and turns, but all in all, it's turned out for the better. And fair play to Countess Blanca, who is the unsung hero of the session. Came in, told him what for, and he stopped drinking. Very good indeed. So let's save it before anything else goes wrong. Marvellous. First video tomorrow. I'm recording it tomorrow morning, so it'll I've got to be sharpish. But hopefully it'll be coming tomorrow. It won't be a long video. It'll just be a bit of an introduction, and we'll do a little bit of gameplay just to see what it's like, but nothing major. Maybe a half-an-hour video, just to get something up and just for me to dip my toes in. I've already installed it. I've already tested out the options. There's like minimal options, so we're just going to dive in. I'm sure it's a game that you learn on the way. It was he got drunk in the monastery of all places. He sampled the monastery wine and had a bit too much and got a taste for it. Don't worry, he was soon slapped out of it by his missus. Right, thank you for watching. Enjoy your week. And hopefully see you for some more Darkest Dungeon fun on Saturday. And if not, enjoy the videos throughout the week. So, good night.